Today's tour in Grayslake is going to begin here down at the north end of Britton Street. I'm going to take you on a little walk up here, and I think that on this right side or the west side of the street, Lori Craig's grandma lived there. I think Winnie and Evie lived together here, and was it Tara Robertson down at the corner before McClaskey's Apartments off to the right. And then across the street we'll have the Wolfers. But anyway, we'll take a couple pictures of the houses. And here we have Tara Robertson's house still same house. I can't believe it's the palatial mansion. It always was. And the Wolfers' house, where Jeffrey Wolfer lived, who beat me in the tricycle races down on Center Street during sidewalk days. And also where Robin babysat their children. All right, and so here we have the home of the Johnsons, where we know that there were the 10 children and their mother who worked the night shift. So, you know, power to all of them. And here we have the Smith's house, and then we're gonna head down and we'll go past the Brentons and so on. Okay, now we've gone on from the Smith's home to the Hubricks, and we've talked to their nice owner, and also to Guy Winter's owner too. And here is the Brentons' house. We're gonna try to see if they still have their pool. And then we'll walk down, you can see the Doucettes. It's like they've gotten rid of that big tree that was in their yard that would kind of hide their estate, so to speak. So this is the Doucettes. And then around here is the Malinowski house. And the neighbors have said that Donna still lives here, but her mother passed in the last few years. So this you're shooting through Guy Winter's house and his yard, and then you can see that the tree house is no longer there, but you can see our house straight through, which is kind of a beige and a brown trim now. So here's Guy Glenn, Terry and Jerry's house from the Winters family, and then across the street here we have, you remember Marilyn and Don Obanoff, and then they had their children, Linda, Donna, and Diane. And apparently Linda and her husband still live here, so we're gonna go try to roust her. Here we are in front of the Wolfs and the Friedman household, and they were 3 seniors that lived here. And on the corner, there was one of those green rounded hump like storage things for the post office guy. And anyway, I would climb up there, and then one of these old people would open the door and scream at me to get off the mailbox. So apparently you can crack your head on the ground, on the grass. Now we're back on Lake Street, and down this way, going north, we still have where like Chris Martinez lived, and then the other Obanoffs, Kathy and Randy, they apparently still live here, and Linda pops in to take care of Aunt Kathy and Uncle Randy. And then you've got at the very end the Schneiders, which was kind of that Mexican sort of house. Across the street we've got over here, we have like where Roger Crow lived, Paulette and Giger's house, the Redmonds, the Hogans, Wiersmas, the Yarks, and I forget those people's names, but Mrs. Obanoff liked them. Anyway, that's the scoop for there. Here we are. You can recognize the Masons' old house. Apparently there's a nice woman and her girls that are living here now, perhaps a friend of Jennifer. And then we have the Bruces who live in our old house. I can't believe this is it. It's like within reach. Don't you feel like going in and slamming the front porch door? Here we have Deanna Dowd's old house, and then I think it was the Rushes that lived there, and Jackie Romano and her family rented it briefly before they moved into their place in the manor. But look at what's happened with Mrs. Obanoff's house. They knocked it to the ground and put up this big house. It's unbelievable. All right, here we have Mrs. Beidle's house, Tammy Howe. The Hurdles is the big grayish blue one. And then I think it was at Tara Wick, maybe up there, next to that. And then we'll head to the Brentons' apartments. Okay, here's a straight shot down Wick Street. So you'd have the Andersons, across the street the Andersons, and then the Brennans on the left. And here we have the Brentons' apartments. Still here, still standing strong. And the house where Robin actually lived for a while. And we're going to come down around where we're parked now, which is at the train station. The apartment complex where the Richells lived is still here, but you're gonna see something that's, you know, incredible as we get closer to the tracks. They've really developed this area. The asphalt plant's gone. All right, so Liberty Asphalt is no more. Here you can see in the distance this incredible complex, just, you know, townhome or, oh, I guess it's townhomes, one after the other. It's endless. And we actually heard the train, if you want to take a look at our train station that remains. Remember when Gary Romano worked here? Jake and I would climb up on the signs. Anyway, we heard a train go by while we were in the neighborhood, and he actually, like, the conductor did like a little jingle or a song with his horn. I mean, it's so folksy here, and everybody we've met has been so nice. Here we are at the fire station in Grays Lake, as well as the village hall. If you look to my left, they've actually made this, I guess you can't see the sign here. Oh yeah, there. It's the Municipal History Museum. So we're going to take a tour with that sometime soon. But over here, you can see in the distance, Robin, doing back handsprings in the parking lot, is the Tasty Freeze, your old working stomping grounds. Here we are at the corner of Center Street and Whitney. This is where I'm currently standing on the northwest corner, but if you look down to the east, you can see that things have really changed here, and that this is where I think did Schaefer's Bakery used to be down there, Kim? I think he used to do donuts and crap down that way. Now if you look down this way, you'll see down there where the Last Chance Saloon used to be, that's been knocked down and totally remodeled. We'll get a closer shot of that, but it's just amazing. All the businesses have changed and they've modernized. Down this way to the south, Peppermint Preschool still survives, but they've knocked down a huge number of stuff, I think including Off-Center Pizza. But anyway, it's all different now. Okay, so after the white building, which was True Value, then you have, like, I believe what was Olson's Dress Shop, and I don't know, there, you know, somewhere in here was the library and Ethel's, you know, clothing store. But look, Kim, there's a place called Grays Lake Hobby World. It has trains, models, and bicycles. Apparently Grays Lake is celebrating its 125th year, and if you can see in this this banner, they've got the train from the train tracks, of course, and then there's the gelatin factory like exhaust pipe. Okay, here we are again, still on Center Street, but I think, Robin, this one with maybe the maroon things is like Roa's. Remember Robin's Roost, the dollhouse place that lost all the letters on its sign, so it was Roa's. And then if you go down after this Abel's, it's this big new thing that was thrown up, and it's called 129 Center Cut. I think it might be a steak place, and it's cool because it's modern and the big windows open to make it open air. And I think that's where the Chance used to be, so power to it. I'm glad to see Center Cut.